Welcome back, everyone, to Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. That beautiful Husky is called Dubs, and he's ready for action through the purple haze leading his team. And here they come as we welcome you back to Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. The Huskies against the Spartans. The fourth edition of this matchup. They've got a purple out in the stands here tonight at Husky Stadium. Expecting a big crowd of close to 70,000 and quarterback Michael Penix ready to go. Michigan State winning the toss and deferring to the second half, so Washington will have the football first. Kalen DeBoer, the head coach, beginning a new era on the sidelines here in Seattle, leading the University of Washington. We heard him interact with his players prior to the kick a few moments ago, and man, he dropped some gems on us. I just like the way he had his guys ready and took their pulse and said, hey, it's time to ball out.
Yeah, he said this is what you came here for, and they specifically talked about Michael Penix Jr. and just how poised he was in this moment, being able to lead this team and show them, hey, we can't not just hang with these guys. We can go out here and win. He's going to be a calming presence for that offense and defense today.
He told us in our meetings yesterday that he realizes a win against a top 25 team like Michigan State does wonders for a fledgling program in trying to build his culture. Meanwhile, you can't say enough about the turnaround that Mel Tucker was able to pull off last year for Michigan State. From a 2-5 season 2 years ago to an 11-win season and a Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl victory last year. In just his third year now on the sidelines for Michigan State. They will kick off. Back deep for Washington is Giles Jackson. And Jackson will take it from his own goal line. Found a crease and makes it out to the 23. His knee touched. He was down. It'll be 1st and 10 for quarterback Michael Penix from there. We mentioned the fact that he's got some history against Michigan State. Played them twice, going 1-1 as a member of the Hoosiers. But so far this year with Washington, completing almost 70% of his passes, has thrown 6 touchdowns against just 1 interception. 1st and 10 from the 23. They come out in a 4-receiver formation. They're going to run it on 1st down. That's Tualapapa. Let's take a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A impact players. Who are we looking at here, Robert?
Yeah, we got Rome Odunze for Washington. He was out last week, but he's got a great rapport with Michael Penix Jr. And then Jacoby Wimman on Michigan State. This guy had 4 sacks in week 1 in 1 game. They definitely have to know where he is on every snap.
Penix fires a strike complete to his wide receiver, Davis. Taj Davis picks up about 5 on the play. And they're going to spot it a little bit short of the 1st down. Sets up a 3rd down and 1. And they're going to go quickly here. Back fast at the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers out to the bottom of your screen. They'll run it. They'll pick up the 1st down. It's Tualapapa again. Averaging over 75 yards per game. Picked up 8 that time.
Yeah, and you can see Tualapapa right here. He needs to get vertical to get those yards, and right there, they're trying to show Michigan State that they will be physical with them at the point of attack.
Halliday almost jumping off sides there, number 27. Big part of that Michigan State defense. They've got some significant absences in their secondary and on the defensive line. Play clock is running all the way down. Not sure that they got it off in time. They run the play, and Tualapapa again picking up about 7 yards. Running over the right tackle, Roger Rosengard.
Michigan State's probably wondering what's going on here with this offense. We thought that this was a throwing scheme. No, they're going to come out and establish that line of scrimmage to show them, hey, we can play that Big Ten ball too.
Second down and about 4 to go. A lot of moving parts in this Husky offense. A lot of window dressing now with trips right. Play clock all the way down to 4. Penix taking a shot deep. They pop the top on the defense, and it's caught. McMillan with the first and goal.
Woo! Mark, you talk about it. Jalen McMillan right there is going to get outside on a nice little fade route, and pop goes the weasel as he makes that catch down the sideline. Hey, Michael Penix Jr. might be a lefty.
Stone the play, first down.
Like I said, Michael Penix Jr. might be a lefty, but he throws it just right.
Certainly did that time. First and goal. 47-yard gain on the play. And now operating from the 7-yard line. Tualapapa, the lone back. They come out in 21 personnel, 2 tight ends. Okay, Robert, I'm going to ask you. There's a lot of window dressing on the Huskies' offensive formations, right?
Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
How do you know when it's window dressing or confusion out there?
Well, it's all the same for the offense, right?
Okay.
Motion causes communication, and if you have guys going from one side of the formation to the other, sometimes one guy might not get the call on the defense. That's all you're looking for as an offensive coach and an offensive player to get openings.
They'll move it back to the 12. Penix going to hand it off. Tualapapa trying to get to the edge. Little straight arm. He's brought down at about the 7. Chester Kimbrough making the tackle on the play for Michigan State. Take one more look at that long 45-yard gain. McMillan, laser focused.
Man, what a ball.
Gain of 4 on that last run by Tualapapa. Now Cameron Davis is in a tailback. Penix fires. Touchdown, Polk. Jalen Polk with the 8-yard touchdown catch.
And really all it is a nice play-action pass that gets the backers to bite up. And Michael Penix Jr. fits it in like he knows what he's doing out there.
That thing was spinning. Penix with his 7th touchdown pass of the season. And for Jalen Polk, that's his 2nd touchdown catch of the year, the 5th of his career. And for first-year head coach Kalen DeBoer, you couldn't have asked for or scripted a better opening.
Yes, look at that right there. Scored on 11 of their 12 first drives.
Through the purple haze, all the way down the field for the touchdown. Huskies with the lead when we come back.
You know, we talked about this on the air, Mark, when you were asking me about the different formations that Washington's running, trying to confuse this Michigan State defense. So let's talk and just show how many different times, right? We've already gotten 2 motions. There's a 3rd motion, moving to a different formation. There's a 4th one and bringing them all the way across the formation into the boundary. Another one getting them to the right position. And then they bring the motion around the backside.
Man, that's a lot of different looks. Ball jarred loose out of bounds off of Jeremy Bernard, the kick returner for the Spartans. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans from deep in their zone.
So we were already at 5 or 6 different motions, and then they bring the receiver on the ghost motion behind the quarterback, really trying to get this guy and this guy to flow with the motion and open up the throw down the field. Wow. As they say in coach speak, formations are cheap, plays are expensive. And they got all the money they could on that one.
Cash. First and 10 for the Spartans. Peyton Thorne, the starting quarterback, completing 57.7% of his passes on the season. Going to hand it off on first down to Jalen Berger. Team's leading rusher straight ahead, stopped by Alex Cook on the play. Short gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. The Spartans going quickly. Thorne with 4 touchdown passes this season against 3 interceptions. Completes this to Mosley on the edge, and Mosley's going to pick up the first down across the 21. Let's take a look at your keys, Robert.
Yeah, for the keys for today's game, Washington has to stop the run and make Peyton Thorne beat them with his arm. Secondly, they got to find the mismatches. Both teams believe the mismatch is in the slot, but it's going to be a long day if these corners get matched up with these wide receivers on the outside, and then make them take the long road. We'll get back to that one right after this play.
Gotcha. First down and 10. Thorne surveys, fires complete. And that's Berger out of the backfield, sat down and made the catch. Let's get back to your point, Robert. Explain.
Yeah, you talk about make them take the long road. For both of these teams, make the opposing offense go on 10, 12-play drives. Don't give them the big explosive plays. And if they go on those 12-play drives, it's going to enhance the chances that you have of them making a mistake. Don't give them anything easy.
Gain of 6 on that catch by Berger. 3 receivers out to the top of your screen for Thorne. He's going to keep it on the RPO. Took a hit and falls forward close to the first down. Let's see where they spotted Cam Bright making the tackle. Bright was one of the guys we heard Coach DeBoer speak with in the end zone during warm-up. 3-yard gain, 3rd down and 1. You can hear the echoes of the Huskies' glorious past. No one home on the handoff, and Thorne is going to take a sack all the way back to the 23. Alex Cook, the first one to get there, and there's a flag down on the play. They were disconcerted and discombobulated on that one, partner. Nobody home when Thorne went to hand it off.
Yeah, you talk about the echoes of the Huskies of the past and made them see ghosts out there. He didn't know which way to go.
Sideline warning on Washington. They're first of the game. Next violation will result in a yardage penalty. 4th down.
One of the points of emphasis.
Yeah, you see Peyton Thorne here. He's going to go to the right. His running back goes to the left. Hey, not only does motion cause confusion, but so does all this loud noise in this stadium.
Broken play, no sack on that. Giles Jackson perched at his 27-yard line for this punt. And Bryce Behringer. A spiral, man, what a punt, all the way back to the 12-yard line. And a nice return by Giles Jackson on the 64-yard punt.
Media, timeout.
First and 10 from there. These guys are going the wrong way. They're going away from Husky Stadium. You need to call the captain and turn that ship around. We'll be back after this.
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Look at some of the more notable stadiums where you've got an aqueous water influence. Got the McLean Stadium, of course, where my partner played, and Neyland Stadium in Tennessee, Pittsburgh, the confluence of the Monongahela and Allegheny River, and a bunch of games there. And here at Lake Washington, next time we come and do a game here, I'm going to rent me a yacht, and I'm going to have you get behind the red velvet rope, Robert. Okay. You and Q, and we're going to do it right next time.
I'm going to hold you to that, Mark Jones.
Trying to expense it. 1st and 10. From their own 28, a little pressure coming. And they didn't get to Penix. Just got it off in time. And a late flag back at the 15-yard line as Penix took a big-time hit. And a lot of different guys there on defense for Michigan State. Let's get the call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 13, driving the quarterback into the ground. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Wow, that's a big-time stick.
Yeah, Ben Van Sumeren looked like he was shot out of a cannon on that blitz, but he's got to make sure he doesn't drive the QB into the ground. And I'm sure this entire defense is well aware of all the injuries that Michael Penix Jr. has had, and they're just trying to make him feel them, but they got to make sure they stay within the rules.
Guy that's had a litany of injuries throughout his career. We chronicled them a little bit earlier. A couple of ACL surgeries, a clavicle injury as well. First down and 10 for the Huskies. Penix protected this time. Throws a dart complete to Jalen Polk, who had that touchdown earlier. Let's get more on Penix from Q.
He's on target. You mentioned the injuries. 4 straight years. He has never played more than 6 games in a single season. He's 3,000 miles from his home in Tampa. Grew up as a track star, but the reason he's kept coming back through all the injuries, his family. 2 little brothers and his mom, Takesha.
Mentioned to us that he didn't want to let his family members down, and all the others that have loved on him and supported him through the adversity. From the 35 of Michigan State, Tualapapa is going to run it around the right side, brought down by Simeon Barrow Jr. Hey, next week our Saturday Night Football game presented by Capital One is a Big Ten battle at the Shoe in Columbus. C.J. Stroud and the 3rd-ranked Buckeyes hosting Wisconsin, with both teams starting conference play. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit have the call, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. A gain of 3 on the last play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Penix fires, incomplete, and no flag as Jalen Polk was working against Chester Kimbrough, setting up a 3rd down and 7.
Injured player, defense.
And we have a Spartan player shaken up, coming off the field slowly. That's one of their key members, Petrowski. That was Penix's first incompletion of the game. 3rd down and 7. Cam Davis in the backfield now. Haven't heard from Odunze yet. They're going to run the RPO. McMillan brought down short of the first down by about 3 yards. Good tackle by Angelo Gross, limiting that gain to just 2 yards. So 4th down coming up. Peyton Henry is the Huskies' place kicker, but they're going to keep the offense on the field, it looks like, and go for it on 4th down. You like it, Robert, on 4th and 5?
I do like it, Mark. Once you get past the 50, hey, you got to be aggressive. You got to show this other team that you are here to win and that you're not just going to try to beat them by kicking field goals.
McMillan in motion. Penix. McMillan catching a 1st down. Those two are on a nice frequency and wavelength right now. He was working against Kimbrough.
Oh, my Lord, yes, they were. And I would love to show you how soon he threw this ball. Jalen McMillan wasn't even out of his break. His eyes weren't back, and Michael Penix Jr. had already released it. So as soon as McMillan turned around, the ball was on him. I'm telling you guys, Michael Penix Jr. probably has one of the most special arms in all of college football, and now the nation gets to see it.
Okay. 1st down and 10 from the 23. And it's incomplete, intended for Odunze, and that was dropped. It was not a lateral, incomplete pass. Rome Odunze, one of his top targets coming into the ball game, one of their leading receivers.
Forward pass, incomplete. 2nd down.
Odunze, 6'3", 200 pounds, out of Las Vegas.
You know, Odunze is a player, Mark.
Yeah.
He really is. So I know he missed last week's game, so probably just some first game back jitters. Better to drop that screen than get him back on track. They're going to come back to him consistently throughout this game, so don't let that drop confuse you. He's a baller.
Can't miss him with those golden locks under the helmet. 2nd and 10. Davis in the backfield. Huskies going to call a timeout, and Coach DeBoer's team off to a good start. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everyone. Extra Yard for Teachers Week is an annual back-to-school effort led by the College Football Playoff Foundation that brings college sports together to recognize and show appreciation to great teachers across the country. To support Extra Yard for Teachers recognition and resources initiatives, follow at CFP Extra Yard or scan the QR code for a lot more. Fantastic initiative, and think about some of the great people that we've learned from throughout our journey. Right now it's Penix putting on a quarterback clinic. 2nd and 10 for Washington. From the Michigan State 23. Going to hand it off to McMillan. Couldn't quite turn it upfield. Might have gotten 2 yards on the play. Got a good block from Polk.
Yeah,
there's a flag down.
A hold on the tight end, Jack Westover, on that jet sweep. You're going to see it's this guy right here, Jack Westover. Gets his hands on the outside. That's not where you want him to be.
Legal block in the back.
Oh.
Offense, number 2. 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
We'll take your pick. Yeah, Jalen Polk.
Wow.
Perpetrator on that one. They're going to bring it back to about the 33-yard line as a result.
They're showing it this guy right here, Jalen Polk, with a block in the back. And yeah, listen, man, got to get in front. At that point, you just got to let the guy go.
If you can see his numbers, right?
Exactly.
Supposed to stop and pull up. 2nd and 20. Penix gets rid of it quickly, complete out of the backfield. Davis makes it down to about the 24-yard line. Sets up a 3rd down. And a long 2 to go, picked up 8.
Yeah, you're going to see them do a nice job of moving the pocket, allow Michael Penix to feel a part of the game. A lot of times as a quarterback, you just want to get out and move and groove a little bit. He's not only making throws down the field, he's moving outside the pocket. Offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb is in his bag right now.
3rd and 12. Penix taking a shot, complete at the 13, 1st down. Odunze atoning for that previous drop. It's going to be close to the 1st down marker, and they're going to give it to him.
I told you, Mark, don't let that drop by Rome Odunze confuse you. He has a great relationship with Michael Penix Jr. on the field, and right there he makes up for it with a big 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10. They hand it off into the boundary. This is Cameron Davis. And Davis brought down at about the 12. Kendall Brooks making the tackle for Michigan State.
You know, Mark, when we talked to these guys this week, Michael Penix Jr. and Rome Odunze brought up the fact that Penix was really the catalyst for everybody in the system to know what they were going to run on offense. He knew the system from being with Kalen DeBoer at Indiana in 2019. And guys were hitting him up as soon as he got on campus to go throw. So that first day on campus, he was throwing before he even got his permit.
And the good chemistry shows. Great move. Short of the end zone at the 1-yard line. McMillan didn't quite make it. Yeah, that far away, he's saying. But I'll get you next time. Probably in his thoughts. Picked up 10. 1st and goal.
And you'll see it right here. Oh! You can't see it quite from that angle, but got down right at the 1-yard line. Jalen McMillan, they call him the short area quickness guy. It's pretty impressive for a guy being 6'1". He's shifty.
Preseason All-Conference in the Pac-12. They're going to run it straight ahead. The pile didn't shift in the Huskies' favor that time. Papa with nowhere to go. It'll be 2nd and goal for Washington. Robert, it just kind of feels like the Huskies have the Spartans defense on its heels collectively so far.
Yeah, they do. And we talked about the no-huddle offense. What was Washington going to do? Well, what have they done? They've come out here and they've actually slowed it down. They've used different formations to confuse the defense. But most importantly, they've been on the field for an extremely long time. 11 plays, 5 minutes and counting, 71 yards. That defense is tired.
12th play coming up. Tualapapa in the backfield. Gets a direct snap. Got stuck. Did not make it in. He got rocked. Kendall Brooks got smoke for him. And the ball actually might have come loose at the end of that play.
Oh, yeah. The ball definitely came out.
But Kendall Brooks, I talked about this being a city where the timber industry made its name. There was some wood there.
Fumble recovered by the offense. Third down.
Look at this hit, Robert.
Oh, Tualapapa didn't even see that one coming, but that was a mission-critical hit if I've ever seen one. Know your job, know what you're supposed to do, and Kendall Brooks filled his gap with authority.
Cameron Davis in the backfield. 3rd and goal. Loaded backfield, nowhere to go. A great surge by Barrow Jr., Simeon Barrow Jr., number 8, leading the way, and now a big decision for the Huskies. 4th and goal. And they're going to keep the offense on the field and go for it.
Hey, Mark, Simeon Barrow Jr. threw that offensive lineman out the club on the goal line right there. Got into the backfield in a hurry. And now we've got our first true momentum shift moment of the game here.
Minor defining point coming up for Michigan State, especially if they go down 14-0, puts them in a little bit of a hole, not an insurmountable one. Davis to the right of Penix, and Michigan State going to call a timeout with 1:35 to go in the opening quarter. Let's go back and check in with the studio with Kevin Agandi.
Good evening, Mark. RB studio update here, and the return of Bobby Petrino leading Missouri State. Jason Shelley, the spin control. They were up 17-0. Right now, it's 17-7 over the SEC network. Over on the ACC network, Justice Ellison going in. Wake Forest in a good one against Liberty right now. It's 37-30. Back to you and Arjun 3 and Q.
Wake Forest, 7 points, 37-30 in that one. And back here, 4th and goal coming up. And the offense with quarterback Michael Penix still on the field. Making a bit of a statement here. They're going to roll their sleeves up and try and get into the end zone.
Well, in this moment right here, you got to use your best two-point play.
3 tight ends in the game. Penix won't get there. Stoned, stopped, stunted. Spartans respond. Chris Boggle was the first one to get there.
Rolling in the field. Running was short of the goal line. It'd be 1st and 10.
And that wasn't even close.
And Mark, that could be the spark that gets the Spartans ready to roll. You saw that emotion on Mel Tucker's face. Right here, they're trying to run a speed option, but number 2, gets his hands. Chris Bogle gets his hands on the quarterback, doesn't allow him to get to the edge. And I just wish they would have given Michael Penix an opportunity to have a run-pass option, but they called that play.
Wow.
Sparty stopped it, and now that is a huge momentum shift in this game.
Peyton Thorne hasn't been on the field in a while after that 13-play drive. He's going to hand it off on 1st and goal. I'm not sure that Broussard got out. He barely got out of the end zone. Look where they spot this ball. Inches away from the end zone. No safety.
Yeah, every inch matters.
The ruling on the field was the runner got out of the end zone. Be 2nd down.
There it is.
All right, let's see. Oh, I don't know about that, guys.
Previous plays under further review.
That looks like a safety to me.
Did get down in the field of play.
Boy, we've had some tumultuous activity here in the last couple of plays. This is the recent one as Broussard slips and lost his balance, got tangled up with his own offensive lineman, Robert.
Yeah.
And look at the ball.
And this is not the NFL, right? So when you fall,
right,
you are down. That looks like the ball never got outside of the end zone, which would mean it's a safety.
Play under review right now. Michigan State hasn't had the ball a whole lot in this game. The Spartans with just 12 total yards of offense. Washington has had most of the time of possession at 10:53 to just 2:44.
After further review, the runner did not make it out of the end zone. The ball was down inside the end zone for a safety.
As you said,
and Mark, that's just how fast Uncle Mo can leave you. You see it here. Jarek Broussard's going to slip and fall. The ball never breaks the plane of the end zone, or should I say gets out of the end zone. That's a safety, people. So at one point, the stadium was silent after that fourth down stand. But now...
And they're going to get to the ball, too, Washington.
They're back on their feet screaming.
After this kick, Spartans will have to kick it. And the Huskies will get it back with 1:07 to go here in this first quarter. Mel Tucker's squad, Michigan State, hasn't won a game against a Power 5 West Coast team in a long time. And Washington, meanwhile, looking for its first win against a non-conference Power 5 team at home in over 20 years, 21 years to be exact. Great atmosphere here at Husky Stadium. And we're going to do this again. While we wait, Mel Tucker's team didn't arrive here until Friday afternoon. Going to talk throughout the course of the game about how they prepared for this West Coast trip. Their sports performance and athletic training staff team taking a very distinct approach about how to get ready for this West Coast game. Jackson back for this kick. And he'll watch it carry him out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it. It'll be right around the 25-yard line. Coach Tucker told us about the sleep bank. And earlier this week, he told his players, after conferring with his athletic training staff, that they wanted them to get to bed, Robert, an hour early. Here's what he had to say about it.
Out of bounds. The ball will be placed.
Hydrating. It's a long flight from Detroit Metro all the way out here to Seattle. Some 5 hours plus.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Mark. You try to get a college kid to go to sleep a little early. When you're successful at that,
yeah, good luck.
A billionaire.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line for the Huskies. After that kick went out of bounds. Cameron Davis in the backfield. Moore in motion. Little toss to the wide side of the field to Davis. Found a crease and close to a first down at the Spartans' 40-yard line. Brought down by Ronald Williams, a 10-yard gain.
Yes, if the Spartans don't stop this Washington running game, it's going to be a long day because they're not necessarily known for their rushing attack. It's more what they do through the air. But if they can do both, man, that's a nightmare to try to cover.
1st and 10. Got 3 receivers into the boundary. Comes to the wide side of the field. Completes it to Jackson. Giles Jackson lunging and close to another first down for the Huskies. Coach Grubb, the offensive coordinator, doing a nice job with his play selection so far with the Huskies.
Yes, he is, and mixing up the tempos. And what you'll see is this guy right here and the guy down here to the bottom of your screen, those guys are matched up in one-on-ones. So even when you see these two safety looks, essentially on the outside, they're in man coverage. It's called 4-mini, and that is something that they're going to try to exploit. Maybe not every single down, but watch them try to hit these outside receivers.
That's the end.
Michigan State's defense last year in the secondary was especially porous. Looking to improve it this year. So far, it's been all Huskies. This game has a very narrow margin, that narrow. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Back at Washington, where they're honoring Sonny Sixkiller today. 50 years from when he made his debut back in 1970 against, guess who, Michigan State. It was his first start. Led him to an upset win, 42-16. Sixkiller, legend here in Seattle. Indigenous, he was born in Northeast Oklahoma. He's part of the Cherokee Nation. And he started as a sophomore. Really flipped this program from 1-9 to 8-3, back-to-back years. He revitalized this football program. Wore number 6 and led the nation in passing.
Love it. And a ball in there, and that's a ball and throw right there. Westover on the loose, all the way down to the 3. First and goal, Huskies.
Just a beautiful use of double motion by Washington to get Westover open, as they call him Westy, and he was surprised. He's like, man, nobody's here to tackle me? All right, let's go. Rumbling and stumbling down the field. You gotta love it, man. These guys are on fire right now.
Penix 11 of 13, hands it off this time. Kept it, pardon me, and great handiwork there. Brooks making the tackle on Michael Penix. It'll be second down and goal for the Huskies.
Hey, man, the way that Michael Penix is playing right now, we got to get him a nickname. Maybe kind of like Sonny Sixkiller. Imagine the amount of NIL deals he would have.
Yes, with that name. Gonna toss it. This is Davis. And Davis brought down to the 1, third and goal.
After football, he wasn't drafted, but he went to Hollywood. 1974 with Burt Reynolds, Jonesy. The longest yard. He also appeared in Hawaii 5-0.
Oh, wow. You guys are really reminiscent, huh?
Big time Hollywood.
I wasn't born then, so.
Third and goal. That's a long yard for Davis and a touchdown. Michael Penix Jr. making senior real proud and grateful right now, his dad. Leading another touchdown drive down the field for Washington. Folks, the Huskies are dominating this football game right now, Robert.
Yes, they are. And Michael Penix Jr. has always been a thorn in the side of the Spartans.
Down 16 in Seattle. Spartans operating today without their most explosive playmaker on offense, Jaden Reed. He was hurt before halftime last week against Akron. A freak accident. He was pushed out of bounds and slid into the bench. He cutting his back, which actually led to some stitches. He missed practice this week. He did not make the trip. He should be back soon, but without Reed, this offense lacks a certain punch.
Yeah, you wonder where they're going to get that combustible element from offensively. Fielded at the 2-yard line by Broussard. And he got rocked. Man, the pads are popping. Let's go back to the studio. It's popping there.
You know what's popping here? Time now for our Mayhem Moment, brought to you by Allstate. To go Wake Forest we go. Liberty down 7. Caden Salter on 4th down. Keeping the play alive to Demario Douglas. That's a touchdown. Yeah, so Liberty going for 2. Down 1, C.J. Arbro. Little trickeration, he gets the ball. The Demon Deacons D. They stop them short of the goal line. And Wake Forest beats Liberty 37-36. Back to you, Mark.
Crazy ending. And a boisterous crowd here at Husky Stadium. Spartans going to hand it off on 1st and 10. Berger with nowhere to go. It's going to be 2nd and long.
And Mark, you asked, where's that spark going to come from? The game is not even close to over, so they have an opportunity. Michigan State has to run the ball. That is their bread and butter. And right now, we're not seeing it from Jalen Berger. We're not seeing it from Jared Broussard because they're not winning at the point of attack. If they don't do that, it's going to come down to Peyton Thorne's arm. I don't think that's what the Michigan State offensive coaches want to do.
Not a strength of their offense right now. A little blitz coming. Pass completed at the 25-yard line. Daniel Barker, the big tight end, stopped by Powell. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, Mark, you said the pass are flying and popping. Ooh! Jared Broussard was barking up the wrong tree on that one.
He almost went to the wrong sideline after that. 3rd and 5. Little movement up front on the line, and they're going to whistle it dead. Everybody pointing at each other on that line. Jeremiah Martin, number 3 for the Huskies, involved.
Ball start. Offense, number 58. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Coming this week on Sunday NFL Countdown before the Super Bowl champion Rams look to bounce back one-on-one with Matthew Stafford. Plus, Randy Moss ranks the best catches from today's college football action. Kick off your Sunday with NFL Countdown at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. Quick out complete. Great catch and move. Keon Coleman took some ankles there in space and picks up the 1st down. Great run after the catch to get 12 yards.
Talking about those ankles, Mark, right? He's the 2-sport player there, playing basketball and football at Michigan State. And I'm going to say it, man. I think for Michigan State, offensive coordinator Jay Johnson needs to lean on Peyton Thorne's arm. He can make these plays. We saw it in the bowl game last year against Pitt. Allow him to go out there and play free.
Going to hand it off into the boundary. This is Jalen Berger, stopped up by Powell again. Berger is the Wisconsin transfer. Short gain on no gain on the play. Scored the 2nd touchdown of the game last week in their big win against Akron, a blowout win against Akron, pardon me. Scored the 3rd touchdown of that game as well in the 2nd quarter. Hasn't gotten them tracked yet. The offense really hasn't been on the field. Thorne sets up the screen. Not much of a gain out to the 33-yard line. Berger made the catch, nowhere to go. Brought down by Mole, and it's another case where they're stuck in the mud. Look at the play selection here.
Yeah, Michigan State's been balanced. And the reason I say I think they need to lean on Peyton Thorne's arm is because they have not been winning at the point of attack at the offensive line position. And Peyton Thorne has more than enough weapons to get them back in this game through the air. They have to trust him in these moments. And I know he's played up and down this year, but at some point, you got to let your quarterback go out there and make plays.
Playing without Jaden Reed, his big hitter and receiver. Sacked back at the 20. Voy Tunuufi making the tackle for Washington.
They call him ZTF, and you're going to see him right here in the middle of your screen. Oh, who let the dogs out, Mark? These guys are unbelievably trying to get to, oh man, that was a pretty good hit to the head there. I don't know about that, but they are having team meetings in the backfield. They're relentless in their pursuit of the quarterback, and they are using this home field advantage to the team.
Barringer's punt bounces at the 47. But it gets a fortuitous bunch. Quickly fielded and brought out to the 40-yard line by Dominique Hampton. 47-yard punt.
Media, timeout.
He's not happy.
He's not feeling it right
He's in a purple haze right now. Washington with the lead. Well, the Spartans secondary last year was extremely porous, permeable, easily penetrated. One of the worst in the country. And that's been kind of the theme here tonight, Robert. They've given up some plays.
Yeah, they've given up some explosive plays. It seems like Michael Penix is just in flow state right now,
Yes.
getting the ball around to all his receivers, and you see him right there. He said, "This is what I do, baby."
Right now it's going to be Penix at the helm again. The transfer from Indiana. At one point, when he was playing for the Hoosiers against Michigan State, he completed some 19 consecutive passes in one of those games. He went 1-1 while at Indiana against the Spartans. Taking a deep shot here, got a man, caught again! They victimized that Spartan secondary again. It's Polk working against Amir Speed.
On cue, just like you said it, Mark Jones. Jalen Polk comes back in, makes a great play on the ball. You talk about those 19 consecutive completions that Michael Penix had against Michigan State. He sees this sea of green, and he's making some green right now.
First down and 10 from the 28. Penix, a rare misfire and incomplete. Second and 10. Michigan State, no, they got to patch things up in their secondary this year. Look at those numbers they gave up. 325 pretty much passing yards per game. That's like bad car insurance, doesn't cover much.
Oh my Lord, and they've already given up 195 and there's still 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Penix gets rid of it quickly out to the 19-yard line. Devin Culp, the big tight end, 6'4", 240. He has the ability to make the big play, the coaches tell us.
Yes, he does.
Going to try and get him the ball a little bit more. 4-yard gain on the play down to the 19.
And Mark, the thing about this Michigan State defense is thus far into the season, they've actually been really, really good getting after the quarterback, getting interceptions and sacks, but this is their first true test. And this Washington offense is really having their way with them.
Here's the window dressing. Big formation team. And they go empty finally. 5 receivers on 3rd and 6. Penix surveys. Complete. Touchdown. Tualapapa. The Huskies have found their quarterback. Penix with his 8th touchdown pass of the season. And for Tualapapa, that's his first touchdown catch of the year, the 2nd of his career.
Man, that was a bullet.
Extra point botched and no good. They didn't get the snap down. But Washington still leading 22-0.
Man, you want to talk about a throw. Michael Penix Jr. just put one on Wayne Tualapapa, and he said, "Who's your daddy?"
Who's your papa? 22-0. The Huskies dominating this football game so far with 8:32 to go in the first half. Mark Jones chopping it up 3 stories high with Robert Griffin III. And Quinn Kesnick down in the field to look into the eyes of the soul of this new program, this new coaching staff, pardon me, led by Kalen DeBoer. And this offense is firing, Robert, on all cylinders. 9 different receivers have made catches already. And Michael Penix is painting a masterpiece here against a top 25 team.
Penix has always had this potential in him, and we've seen it in spurts. It's just a matter of him staying healthy. And I know right now the Huskies are so happy that they got him out of that transfer.
What a difference a year makes between what you saw last year from Washington offensively to now. Fair catch called.
And Mark, we talked about how they're using all of these motions as a ball of confusion. So you see here, they start in a 4-by-1 formation, and you're going to see literally all of these guys. They're going to have 7 different motions and guys moving to different places because they want to get Tualapapa one-on-one against this linebacker. That's how you use motion to get the matchup you're looking for. And then look at the versatility, not only of the throw by Michael Penix, but also the catch by the running back out of the backfield. That was Hall of Fame level offense right there.
1st and 10 coming back the other way. Thorne surveys. Comes underneath to Tyler Hunt. It's all about those formations. And it was a ball of confusion, all right. People moving out, people moving in, ball of confusion.
Listen.
You want me to sing for you?
I know you got the vocals, Mark Jones.
It's working, though,
yes.
Offensively for Washington. The big question now, how do the Spartans counter? How do they get some rhythm offensively?
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I'm offensive coordinator Jay Johnson for the Michigan State Spartans, I'm actually abandoning the running game.
Right.
Right now, you're seeing that this is going to be a shootout.
Okay.
This early.
Okay.
Because your defense needs a spark. Unless Jalen Berger or Jarek Broussard is going to come out here and have a 50-yard run that really sparks everything to go.
Right.
Peyton Thorne's arm, the CEO of your offense, he has to be the one that makes the plays. They have more than enough weapons, but they've also got to protect the quarterback. And we saw on the last third down, they couldn't even do that.
There's Mosley, one of his receivers, but he comes to Coleman instead, and Coleman is going to move the sticks. Had a bunch of Power 5 conference basketball offers, originally committed to Kansas. And on this play, picks up 13 for the first down. Thorne on the waggle, completes it to Tyler Hunt. And Hunt is going to pick up a yard and a bit. Alex Cook making the tackle on the play. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Jan Coleman, basketball player on the Spartans hoop team for Tom Izzo. Shoot that mid-range a little bit. Little post-up game. Trying to be a mismatch. 6'4", good size as a wideout. They fake the reverse and instead give it to Broussard. The Colorado transfer has a little bit of history with head coach Mel Tucker. He picks up 5.
Yeah, when we talked to offensive coordinator Jay Johnson, he said that Jarek Broussard has that unique make the first guy miss ability, and he did it just right there. Nice quick inside move, getting vertical. These guys are not giving up.
Right.
It might be 22-0, but there's no quit in these Spartans.
3rd and 3. Single back formation. Thorne hands it off, and they're going to be stopped short of the first down. Smalls making like Biggie Smalls on that play on Broussard. And it's 4th down, and boy, they got about 5 to go. Thorne looking over at the sidelines. Mel Tucker with a host of transfers last year, successfully using the transfer portal. Got a tailback from Wisconsin, tailback from Colorado in his backfield. There's a couple of key cogs offensively, trying to generate some offense. 4th and 5. They got 4 wide receivers.
And you know, Mark, this score right now kind of is fitting for what we've seen in college football for the first couple of weeks. Watch this matchup up here. That's Keon Coleman. He's the guy that's been hot for them so far.
Teams just don't like punting on 4th down anymore, huh?
Nah, man.
Back on the other side of this. Stick around. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State. The Spartans going to go for it on 4th down. The offense still on the field.
This place is rocking.
Thorne takes out his do-it-yourself kit and runs for the first down to the 42-yard line. There was a yawning hole for him to gain 11.
Yes, you will. Look at this. Peyton Thorne's looking. He says, oh, my goodness. What is that? All right, Peyton Thorne, we see you. You're the CEO of the offense. Put the team on your back like that then.
Well, it's about time because with under 5 minutes to go in the first half, they still haven't scored. Thorne complete. And all the way down to the 23-yard lines, the big talented tight end, Daniel Barker out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, picks up 19.
Yeah, and the coaches really love Daniel Barker, call him DJ. Big NFL-type body that they think can run, and they actually like him as a mismatch in the slot.
See how much more he touches the football. They're going to run it into the boundary this time. This is Jalen Berger. Had 3 touchdowns last week. Cam Bright making the stop.
You know, I mentioned that they got to try to stop running the ball and really give Peyton Thorne an opportunity to put the team on his back, whether it's his legs or his arm. And I feel like they've done that so far on this drive, and they've seen the dividends now. They're pushing into the red zone.
2nd and 10, Berger in the backfield, and
Timeout. Washington. Second of the half.
get a timeout, and Quinn has a little injury news downstairs.
Yeah, that timeout could be beneficial for Michigan State. Trey Mosley, one of their top wide receivers, came off with a right shoulder injury. He's being worked on right now behind their bench. He looks like he's going to be okay. They're testing out the strength in that right shoulder, but this momentary stoppage could have him back on the field. They need him out there, especially with Jaden Reed being back in East Lansing today.
Yeah, Mosley, one of their tall, talented targets, had a touchdown catch in their win last week against Akron. There you see him getting tested out by the athletic training staff for the Spartans. But as we mentioned, Jaden Reed unavailable today due to injury. Their top receiver coming into the ball game here. They do have Coleman, who we saw make a catch a moment ago, but with 4:05 to go, Michigan State pretty much feels like they need a score here.
Yeah, and Mosley's a big loss too because of his versatility. They move him all over the field, so not having him out there really hurts their chances.
Thorne complete. He's a perfect 10 for 10 now. Completes it to Coleman that time. It's going to be about a yard shy of the first down at the 15.
Now Peyton Thorne's out there wheeling and dealing. Like I said, just keep him in this type of flow. Allow him to go out and get you back into this football game.
On 3rd and 1, Thorne keeps it and extends that ball and picks up the first down. Asanoa making the tackle on the play. He's a perfect 10 for 10. 74 yards. And Trey Mosley, a 6'2" target, back into the ball game. Robert, they got some tall receivers. Coleman is 6'4", Mosley is 6'2". Barker, the guy you were talking about, is 6'4" here in the red zone if you're thinking pass, right?
I mean, come on. You got to try to throw it to number 0, Keon Coleman. He plays basketball for a reason. He's right here. No safety help.
Thorne looking that way. Nobody home. They had a malfunction at the junction that time. I'm not sure who
No
was
foul
trying to
for
hit.
intentional grounding. There was an eligible receiver in the area. 2nd down.
2nd down coming up.
You see it here. They run a nice little smash combination with the corner on the outside and a sit route. And I think he just thought that Keon Coleman was going to continue going up the field, so he threw it there, but still a good throwaway under pressure. Now it's 2nd and 10.
13th play of the drive coming up. They snap it quickly. Berger between the tackles. Tough running down to the 7-yard line. Sets up a 3rd down and about 3, long 3, almost 4 to go. Cam Bright making the tackle for Washington.
Yeah, Mark, we talked to offensive coordinator Jay Johnson, and one thing he said about Peyton Thorne is he's unbelievably competitive. And I think you're seeing that come out of him right now. He's pulling the ball on zone reads. He's giving his receivers opportunities down the field. But right here on 3rd and 4, they need 6 points. Otherwise, they're going to probably go into halftime still feeling bad about themselves.
On 3rd and 4, Berger is going to be stopped short. It'll be 4th down and about 3 to go for the Spartans. Now, do they just put points on the board? Jeremiah Martin there to make the stop for the Huskies.
I just don't understand that play call there. Even if you know you're going to go for it on 4th, you haven't been running the ball that effectively. So what do you go from 3rd and 4 to now 4th and 3? If you give 2 passing opportunities there to your quarterback who's got the hot hand, it's a better play call. Now here in this situation, you got to give him the opportunity to have a run-pass option. You see them with this little bunch set.
And Coleman out to the top of your screen.
Right here, that's a heavy run set.
Thorne escapes trouble. Touchdown! What a catch by Coleman! Came back to corral it. Never gave up on the play and made an incredible grab to get the Spartans on the board.
And give it up for Peyton Thorne. They come out on a run-heavy set, run a little double fake to the running back into a ghost motion. And he gives this guy an opportunity. He just backtracked, and threw it up for Keon Coleman.
It almost came out.
And Keon Coleman's just out there balling on him. True basketball-esque move there, coming back to it, stepping to the pass. That's a big-time play, and Michigan State needed it.
Plays on the Michigan State Hoops team. They're going to go for 2 here. Thorne gets the 2-point conversion, finds the same guy, Coleman. Ice. And Mel Tucker's crew is back in the picture. Peyton Thorne threw his 5th touchdown pass of the season. Coleman with his 2nd touchdown catch. Coleman in the end zone was like, hey, I got a little one on me.
There you go. As you see Peyton Thorne right here. Keon Coleman for the touchdown, coming back to the ball. And hey, why not would you go back to the well on the 2-point conversion? KC, are you with me?
Boy, a late touchdown here in the first half. And hope now for Michigan State. 1:30 to go. Peyton Thorne was spectacular. He was brilliant. He was scintillating on that drive.
Look at that.
15 plays, 75 yards.
6 for 7 for 51 yards and a touchdown. Listen, as a quarterback, as the CEO of your offense, when things get bad, it's your job to get good. And Peyton Thorne got really good on that drive, and now he's giving his team hope.
Thorne's dad, Jeff, played football at Eastern Illinois. Now the offensive coordinator at Western Michigan. On the return, Giles Jackson found a little seam and a nice return out to the 35. Let's check in with the studio.
Mark Dish, halftime report just minutes away. What's surprising about this score?
Well, Michigan State, coming on the road, you figure a Mel Tucker team would be a lot tougher, play a lot more physical. They haven't so far, but that was a huge drive by Peyton Thorne.
Okay, the big story so far, week 3, the Sun Belt. There's so many fantastic finishes, late endings throughout the country. You have all the highlights. RG3, Booger and I want to know, are you going to race a Husky now?
Hey, I'll just speak for Robert. That dog doesn't want any smoke from Robert, okay?
Want the smoke.
See what Penix does to counter underneath. Incomplete off the hands of his receiver, Walapapa. Peyton Thorne imbued with confidence, you would think, after that last scoring drive.
Yeah, look at him. He's talking to his guys, letting them know, hey, there's no panic here. We came all the way on the West Coast. We got this, guys. One play at a time.
2nd and 10. Another dart complete to Polk, who's been one of his favorite targets. He was working against Angelo Gross.
Yeah, now you're talking about a Washington team that's got 2 timeouts, doing a nice job getting to the line of scrimmage extremely fast. No sacks here, Michael Penix. You got to make sure you keep getting positive yards and don't try to scramble to waste any time.
Penix back to pass again. Throws another completion, this one to Jalen McMillan. I tell you what, Penix is eviscerating that secondary right now. He's passed to the tune of 16 out of 20 for 244 yards, and the meter is still running, folks.
Oh, and when you see the ball come off his hand, it's like sweet chin music.
And Penix, using good discernment, wisely throws it away. Tualapapa was in the area, stops the clock with 52 seconds to go.
Eligible receiver in the area.
I know you heard me say don't scramble in these situations, right? Don't try to extend plays. Why is that important? Because when you extend a play, it takes more and more time off the clock. And you want to keep as much time on the clock so that as you push the ball down the field, it gives your coach an opportunity to call you maybe 2 or 3 shots at the end zone as opposed to having the clock run out.
Penix with a clean pocket down the field. And incomplete, intended for Odunze. It'll be 3rd down and long coming up. You know, we talked to Odunze about him deciding to stay at Washington. There were thoughts about him potentially going into the transfer portal after the coaching change. But when the coaches sat down with him and said, hey, here's what we're going to do. Here's the system we're going to run. And here's the trigger man we're going to have, Michael Penix. And Odunze was sold, decided to stay. Penix going to show us how his legs work. Falls down at about the 33 and rolls forward short of the 1st down. They're going to spot it at about the 34-yard line. So the 30 seconds to go, clock still running. That would make this about a 52-yard field goal if they want to try it. Hey, next week we'll have 2 Monday Night Football matchups for you. Titans battle the Bills at a special start time, 7:15 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN2, and the ESPN Deportes. And the Vikings taking on the Eagles, 8:30 Eastern on ABC Plus, ESPN Deportes. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman had that one. Our man Robert Griffin III doing the show in the studio. And Q, what do you got for Robert?
I don't know. You know, the film of him running against a falcon with clipped wings went viral.
I didn't know they clipped the bird.
Mark, you run with your Doberman. I run with my Schnauzer. That husky can do 25 miles an hour. And
hey,
are you hitting 25 on the GPS?
Hey, listen, man. Any animal can get it, okay, guys? Hey. Any animal can get it.
Hey. Q, I'm glad your investigative reporting uncovering that the wings were clipped on that bird.
The wings were not clipped, people. Don't listen to them.
4th and 5. Penix finds his man. 1st down. Culp. Keep an eye on the clock here. Washington with no timeouts remaining. Got to work with brevity here. 17-yard gain. Davis in the backfield.
Oh, they're wasting
now
too much time.
Out.
Wasting too much time.
Penix tucks it under. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Polk! Magic from Michael Penix.
Oh, my. Oh, my. I told you guys, Michael Penix Jr. has got one of the most special arms in college football.
On the field of a touchdown has been confirmed.
Michael Penix is hotter than fish grease right now.
Yes, he is. And the most impressive thing he did on that play was keep his eyes down the field when he broke the pocket.
And for Polk, it's his 2nd touchdown catch of the game, and it's 29-8. Just when it looked like they might be suffering from some clock mismanagement, a little nonchalant with the clock, but it paid off, Robert.
Yeah, they spread it out. You watch him. He wanted to make a throw. He didn't. He breaks the pocket. And, hey, they say dog is man's best friend. And he found his dog in the end zone right there. Jalen Polk.
And Michigan State distraught right now. How did that happen is what that young man is.
Yeah, he said, man, I didn't dye my tips for no reason.
Hey, man, it might be time to clean that up a little bit after this game. The way things are going with 4 seconds to go. Michael Penix is painting a masterpiece right now. 18 of 24, 278 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Oof. Hey, Mark, I think I got that nickname.
What is it?
It's Big Penix Energy.
Man,
he got Big Penix Energy.
He is rolling. He is on fire right now. I tell you what, this close to 65,000 people in the stands, they're seeing a real show here today. And Penix has been big today. With 4 seconds to go. Polk, meanwhile, on the other end of those Penix passes. 5 catches, 100 yards already. Leaving Michigan State fans disgusted, busted, and not to be trusted.
I mean, look at this guy's face. They are completely distraught.
There's a lot of green and white on the streets of Seattle. We saw them at our hotel. We saw them downtown at Pike Market getting a little lunch and dinner. And I'll tell you what, Michael Penix is painting them purple right now.
That is the end of the first half.
Man, 4 touchdown drives. We don't need Prince here to tell you it's purple rain all throughout the stadium right now. Welcome back, everyone, to Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One on the banks of Lake Washington. You're watching the Pac-12 on ABC. Little crew practice. And the crew named Washington leading 29-8. You know, first-year head coach Kalen DeBoer felt comfortable about his team and confident about their play today, and he took their pulse in pregame.
Think about Mike. I mean, he's been here and done this so many times. Even just the balance before the game right now, you know, being assertive when he has to, just be ready to go.
How you feeling, bud?
Feel good.
I love it. I love it.
I'd be big smiling, too, if my quarterback had thrown for almost 300 yards in the first half of play. Michael Penix was magisterial in that first half. They say purple is the color of royalty. He was royal in that first half.
Yes, he was. And like I said, he's a lefty, but he throws it just right. And he showed off everything in that first half. The great deep ball, the touch on the intermediate throws. And he just managed the offense correctly, getting them in and out of plays, using the motions. And when a play was there, he hit it. And when it wasn't there, he made it appear. Penix was on fire in that first half.
See what his counterpart Peyton Thorne gets done here to start the third quarter. Hands it off to Jalen Berger. Berger picks up about 2. There's a look at some of the pertinent numbers so far. Michigan State did have that one impressive drive late in the second quarter, led by Peyton Thorne. He was perfect for most of the first half.
Yeah, he was, and that late drive probably gave them confidence to maybe come out here and let him sling it around a little bit more. They're going to have to challenge Washington's corners on the perimeter.
Thorne in the middle of the field completes the pass to Mosley. Trey Mosley moves the chains out near midfield at the 47-yard line, and Michigan State up at the line of scrimmage quickly after the 20-yard gain.
You know, Mark, I've always found it amazing how the play-action pass can work whether you're running the ball effective or not. Right there, they used it to a T.
Thorne again on the out, complete. Forward progress going to be marked at about the 46, 47-yard line. Once again, it's Keon Coleman on the reception.
Yeah, that seems to be his favorite target today. He's winning every single one of his one-on-one matchups. Don't be surprised if he keeps going to that well.
7-yard gain on first down, 2nd and 3. Berger straight ahead between the tackles down to the 38. Quint?
Kalen DeBoer talked about this environment here, purple haze, purple rain, whatever purple you want to call it. He said, this is awesome. I think he's most pleased with his rush defense. They're setting the edge. The D tackles inside are holding their ground, and the tackling's been mostly good. Michigan State's only rushed for 10 yards in that first half. In terms of what's next, Mark, he said, we got to be aggressive. We just got to be us.
That pass incomplete, Q. Knocked away by Julius Irvin, who's getting the start in place of Jordan Perryman, but there's a flag down on the play.
Pass interference. Defense, number 29. The ball will be placed at the spot of the infraction. Automatic. First down.
That goes against Irvin.
Yeah, we got a little basketball on basketball crime there. Keon Coleman and Dr. J. Hey, man, you can't get there.
Hey, don't throw around Dr. J's name like that.
Hey,
come on, man.
Hey,
don't make me.
I love Dr. J too, man.
That is sacrilege right there.
He just got to make sure he don't get there before the ball get there. Okay.
1st and 10. Mama call him Irvin. I call him Irvin. Thorne's going to hand it off. Trying to get that running game going. Again, Jalen Berger. Mentioned the fact that he's a transfer from Wisconsin. Had 3 touchdowns last week against Akron. Jarek Broussard, also a transfer. His backup, number 3, transfer from Colorado, who comes into the ball game now after that 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Coming inside, nice catch by Barker. Fights off one tackler. Took a couple of hits and picked up about 3. Jeremiah Martin made the stop on the play. How big is it if they score on this drive, Robert?
Oh, it's everything.
Right?
They need to. And it's not 3. They need to get 6. Their defense is really reeling. But the quarterback is actually playing pretty well. He's not experiencing some of the issues he did in the first 2 games with constant overthrows and misses here and there. But I want to see them continue to attack on the perimeter. You see these one-on-one matchups on the outside. They got to give these guys a chance to make a play.
That's Coleman at the top of your screen. He looks back the other way. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Tutele got a hand up and knocked it down to set up a 4th down.
Yeah, and you're going to see it. It's big boy right here. Ooh! Gets his hands up. What they always tell defensive linemen, if you can't get to the quarterback, throw your hands up in the air and knock the ball down. He did that to a T right there.
4th down and the offense on the field.
You've got no choice at this point, Mark.
Okay.
If I'm Peyton Thorne, I'm looking for my man Keon Coleman. He's been the go-to guy the entire game.
Thorne goes through his progression. Deep. Caught! Touchdown! Michigan State! Mosley! Some disbelief written on the faces of the fans here after that spectacular aerial acrobatic catch.
Spectacular is putting it lightly. Trey Mosley was dealing with the arm injury early in the first half, but right here, he goes up and suns 2 of those dogs. Woo! What a catch by Trey Mosley, and they used Keon Coleman as a decoy on that play. We talked about trying to get him the ball because he's the one that's had the hot hand. That was actually masterful right there by offensive coordinator Jay Johnson, and puts them back in position to to have momentum on their side here in the second half.
26 yards on the touchdown. Going for 2. Thorne, incomplete, in and out of the arms of Broussard, hit him in the hands. Should have caught that. So it remains 29-14. Peyton Thorne, though, with precision and intent on that opening drive of the third quarter. If your first name's Peyton,
you would never guess that Michigan State's down in this ball game by the body language of Mel Tucker. Arm in arm with his players, bursts out of the locker room, down a bunch at halftime. Mr. Positive, coaching up his group on the sideline. This group is not done yet.
Fair catch called at the 28-yard line by Westover. It'll be 1st and 10 for Michael Penix Jr. Coming out, he was masterful in that first half. Well, time now for today's Aflac trivia question, and the question is, who was the first undrafted quarterback to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Oh, come on, man. And the Canadian football. Oh, come on.
We already know who that is.
Shoot. Woo. Come on. What are they thinking?
Come on.
What are they thinking?
They think we don't know our history.
The Canadian Football League should be the big clue in there. Run around the left side of the offensive line that time by Cameron Davis. One of the greats here. 5-yard gain on the play. Let's see how the Huskies respond to that Spartan touchdown drive. Penix passing incomplete, so it sets up a 3rd down quickly. Incomplete for Taj Davis. Penix simply emasculated that secondary of the Spartans in the first half, having his way.
Yeah, needless to say, Michael Penix was balling in the first half. And the worst thing that can happen to them right here is to go 3 and out right after Sparty went and had a very successful drive to open up the second half.
Little bunch set to the right of Penix. Down the middle, wide open, complete to McMillan. He has been the security blanket for most of the night, right, Robert, for quarterback Michael Penix. Great chemistry and a 14-yard pickup.
Yes, he has, and I just love the way Michael Penix Jr. went through his progressions right there. And he finds his guy, Jalen McMillan, wide open down the middle of the field.
We have a player shaken up on the field, Aaron Brule from Michigan State. Already suffering from attrition in the secondary.
Yeah, and you're going to see Michael Penix makes this throw right down the middle, and the ref.
Oh.
Hey, we see you, ref, getting out of the way of that big Penix energy.
Good bend. Welcome back, everyone, to Seattle, and time now for our Aflac trivia question and answer. Who is the first undrafted quarterback to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Canadian Football League Hall of Fame? Warren Moon, MVP of the Rose Bowl, too, by the way. Undrafted, NFL general managers slept on him, unable to see the brilliance and skill that he had, as was the case, let's be honest, with a lot of black quarterbacks from that era. Thought he was a DB and not a quarterback. Ends up in Canton in the Hall of Fame after a brilliant start. I watched him play a lot in the Canadian Football League with the Edmonton Eskimos.
Preach.
Penix downfield, room service, touchdown, Polk.
How about that, Mark Jones?
Wide open. A flag down. 53 yards downfield. Wide open.
How about that?
Ruin on the field is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 71, his first of the game. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Aleppo called for unsportsmanlike conduct. Polk with his 3rd touchdown catch of the game.
And Mark, right after you're talking about the great Warren Moon,
How about that?
we go out here and we got another black quarterback dropping dimes on him down the field. Jalen Polk with his 3rd touchdown. I mean, Polk's just making play after play after play.
That takes a little bit of the steam and momentum out of that scoring drive that the Spartans had a moment ago. 346 total yards so far for Penix Jr.
Yeah, and you're going to see it right here. They do a nice job with the play action, and just look at the ball. Look at the spins from the left handy. Going out there, dropping dimes in the bucket for Jalen Polk. These two guys have been on the same page all day long, making plays. He's saying 1,
That's
2,
my 3rd.
3. That's one hot dog right there, man.
Thought he was about to hit them folks or something. 11:02.
Uh-oh, we got the LARPers. We got the LARPers out here.
Oh, somebody
the live-action role players.
Oh, somebody about to get slayed out there.
Oh, my goodness, he slayed Smarty. This place is electric right now.
Tell you what, this is a scene that the late Don James would really appreciate. Former head coach here at the University of Washington. Trying to harken back to their great history, and hey, a 3-0 start and a win against a top 25 team would do wonders for this program right now. Broussard got rocked. Big time stick by number 42, Carson Bruner. Yeah, Michael Penix felt it on the sidelines. Look at this.
Oh!
I mean, the ancestors felt that one, Robert.
Yes, they did. Carson Bruner. Oh, my goodness. Look at his reaction. Michael Penix felt it. You said it. My Lord. That dog sicked him right there, didn't he?
1st and 10 for Peyton Thorne. Got happy feet, get rid of it. And completes it to his tight end, Tyler Hunt. Picks up a few yards. Saw that crazy student section a moment ago. Let's take a look at the Taco Bell Live Más student section. Student sections across the country are competing to be the Live Más student section of the year all season long. And these guys have just moved into my top 10.
Hey, that LARPer skit they just did was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
2nd and 7 for Michigan State. Jalen Berger in the backfield. They're going to run it, nowhere to go between those tackles. Tuputalo with the stop right at the line of scrimmage, the 35. And he's a guy that Washington felt had to be impactful today against the run, Robert. And that was an example of what they were expecting from him.
Yeah, fill the gap, right? Move the line of scrimmage back if you're the defensive line and allow your linebackers to fill the gap 1 yard behind that. And he did that beautifully right there.
Alfonso Tuputalo with a nice stop to set up a 3rd and 8. Thorne escapes. Going to take off and take a big hit at the 40-yard line short of the 1st down. Tell you what, Robert, he put his hat down and was willing. I'm not sure about his discernment on that play. I'm not sure if you want to take those kind of hits.
Listen, Peyton Thorne understands that this game is looking like it might get out of hand, so he's trying to give his team a spark.
6-yard gain.
He's the CEO.
He earned it.
He earned it. He's the CEO of the offense, and I'm sure even his parents don't want him taking hits like that. That one didn't look like it felt that good. Now you're sitting here on 4th and 2. Gotta have it situation.
Misplayed snap, loose ball, and the Huskies will take over on downs. We got a flag down. And as the Spartans fans watch them implode.
Illegal snap on the offense, number 59. It's a 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Wow, that actually might have saved Michigan State there.
Yeah. An illegal snap. I don't know exactly what.
Yeah. There it is. You saw it right there. He kind of double clutched a little bit. You know what we call that?
Pump fake? No.
Premature snapulation, man.
Oh, man.
Can't be doing that.
Not a good deal.
Not a good deal.
Fourth and 7 now. You can feel the stadium shake up here. Thorne. Complete to his tight end, Daniel Barker. 13-yard gain to move the sticks. That's the guy that they're looking to incorporate a little bit. The mismatch possibility for Mel Tucker.
And you got to give it up for Peyton Thorne, standing in there in enemy territory, delivering strikes left and right. I'm actually impressed. I know they're down right now, but Peyton Thorne has proven to everybody that he's not just a guy, that he can be that guy. And I know his play has been up and down this year, but right now he's coming up big in the moments that they need him. He is the only reason that they have even a pulse in this game right now.
18 to 20, couple of touchdown passes, but behind big in the score. Play clock below 10. And we got a flag.
Ball start. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Well, the Los Angeles Dodgers already clinched a playoff spot. They'll continue to have the best record in baseball. They'll finish up a 3-game series against the Giants at Oracle Park. Sunday night baseball, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN Deportes and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins 6 Eastern with Baseball Tonight. Sunday night countdown. The clock running. 7:17 to go in the 3rd. Thorne finds his man at the 44. That's Trey Mosley on the catch. Picks up 8.
You know, Mark, the real issue here for Michigan State is that it's not that Peyton Thorne isn't operating at a high level, but he is.
Okay.
It's their defense is giving up so many big plays. It's taking Michigan State forever to score, whereas Washington is kind of just popping them out there left and right. They're going to have to open up this offense and understand that you're going to have to let Peyton Thorne throw it and try to abandon the run a little bit.
They hand it off. And that's going to be enough for the first down. Jalen Berger brought down by Bruner. You know, when you look at Michigan State, so much was made, Robert, about their prep for this game. And you and I and Q talked about it a lot, spoke with Mel Tucker. It's a different scenario. How much does it really impact you when you go through those time zones? You've done it as a player.
Yeah, it does impact you. As a football player, you'll just say, hey, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're dealt, that's what you have to do. But at the end of the day, it's much later on the East Coast right now. Maybe they should have came out a little earlier.
Thorne under duress and sacked. Back on the Spartan side of midfield, Cam Bright. The transfer from Pritt. And maybe if you ask Cam Bright about that sack, he'll tell you it's a belated birthday present for his son who turned 3 yesterday.
Yes, it is. And Cam Bright, he's a guy that's a transfer from Pitt, and he wanted to transfer somewhere to be closer to his son. But after he met with these coaches at Washington, that changed his mind, and his family said, listen, we got you. You need to go play for these guys, and he is shining like a diamond right now in this game.
Thorne had a man incomplete over the middle, and he knows that he missed one. Ironic, Robert, we've been talking about his overthrows. That one underthrown, intended for Foster.
And I can tell you right now, part of the reason he just underthrew that ball wasn't because of the overthrows the past 2 weeks, but it's because of this pass rush. And what Peyton Thorne has to understand is that whenever you're in the pocket, each play is its own individual play, right? Don't worry about what happened on the last play with the sack and have that affect how you're throwing the ball, how you feel in the pocket on this play. That clearly affected him there.
Sets up a 3rd and 20. And he's going to go down at his own 40-yard line. They're going the wrong way. Cam Bright there again. You saw the graphic a moment ago. Michigan State has had a long time between drinks of water in terms of wins against Pac-12 teams. And this will be 4th and 30. 2015 was their last win against a number 7 ranked Oregon team.
Wow.
And then road win 1957. That's even before I was born.
I was going to say,
that's even before our producer Kim Belton was born.
That's before my parents were born. So,
oh, you trying to say we old enough to be a dad?
No, you're seasoned. You are seasoned. You ain't old.
I like that. This is going to roll all the way down to the 1-yard line, but there's a flag down back at the Michigan State 40-yard line with 4:27 to go. A 59-yard punt, including the roll.
There's no foul to play for illegal formation. Be 1st and 10. Media, timeout.
I think he's talking about us when he says media. 4:27 to go. And long faces for Gang Green right now. Still time to play, though. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to Seattle. You know, the music scene in this city, the Emerald City, is fantastic. And if you don't know anything about wax, I'm old enough to remember when you had 45 and 78 records, put it in the needle, and you just don't want it to be warped like that.
Really?
Yeah, because then it'll skip.
Okay.
You know, not scratch, it'll skip.
It'll skip. I'm learning.
I know you don't know anything about it.
I'm learning new things every day.
If your record was warped, you have to go back and buy another one. Put that little adapter in the middle.
Ball start. Offense, number 3. Half the distance to the goal line. Remains 1st down.
For you younger demographic people out there, that is a vinyl record.
Okay.
That's what we used to play in the day. There were no CDs or no playlists on your phone.
How much? Oh, this guy definitely knows about those vinyl. Look at that beard. Is this Game of Thrones?
They might put a song about Michael Penix on wax after this. Incomplete for his wide receiver, Odunze. Sets up a 2nd and 10, 99 yards away. One of the few misses today by Michael Penix Jr.
There was no foul for intentional grounding. There was an eligible receiver in the area. 2nd down.
He's already passed for a career-high 346 yards. You talk about a precipitous, marked improvement so far.
Wow. It's Kalen DeBoer effect.
2nd and 10 out of the end zone. Incomplete. Sets up a 3rd and long intended for Jalen Pope. How good is it to find a coach that you really feel comfortable with, Robert, and you want to play for like these two guys have right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's everything. When you talk about Kalen DeBoer in specific, this guy's 81-9 as a head coach. He's a winner. When we went in our meeting, I said, hey, I just want to kind of, rub off next to you because everywhere this guy goes, he finds success. And I just think the way that they've approached this, not rebuild, but this recultivation of their culture there at Washington is the right way to do it. It's about the players. It's about making it guys accountable, being a close-knit family, and being tough. And they've showcased all of those things tonight.
See what they get done here on 3rd and 10. Out of the end zone, Penix, the back shoulder pass complete. Odunze on the other end of that. The first name is Rome. as in that Rome, Italy. Actually went there this summer. 29-yard pickup.
Just a masterful job here of Michael Penix using his eyes to scan across the defense, keep the safety away from the receiver that he wanted to attack, and then he gives Rome Odunze a ball. Is it the greatest ball ever? No. But Rome Odunze goes out there, HBOs, helps a brother out, and makes a play for him.
Aleppo injured down on the field as we check in with the studio.
Mark, time now for the Dr. Pepper Fansville studio update. Bobby Petrino returning to Arkansas. His Missouri State team up 13 in the fourth quarter, and here come the Razorbacks. KJ Jefferson, the shovel pass to Raheem Sanders to the house, 73 yards. And then special teams, freshman Bryce Stevens finds a lane, and then here come the Jets. 82 yards to the house. First Arkansas lead of the game, 31-27 over on the SEC Network. Back to you guys.
All right, Rome Odunze on the sidelines made that catch a moment ago, Q. You got more on him.
Yeah, we spent time with him, and for our extra yard for teachers this month, he wanted to represent Jim Klaus, his professor, Department of Classics here at UW. Rome went to Rome with Jim Klaus and a group of students. They studied abroad in Italy in June. When in Rome, you got to go to the Vatican City or the Colosseum, the Pantheon, or the Trevi Falcon. And I asked Professor Klaus about Rome. He says he's got a gracious personality and enthusiasm. While he was in Italy, he was constantly asking him for Italian phrases, and Mr. Klaus clearly was teaching him the language. He says he loved his enthusiasm for learning.
So many impactful teachers. Rome telling us that he was grateful to have his on the trip. Gonna hand it off. This is Papa running over the left side of that offensive line. Picked up 5. Odunze told us he's changed his look a little bit, huh?
Yeah, he goes through phases. His hair used to be red, then he had a flat top, and now he's going with the blonde twists, which, hey, man, I love the diversity.
Got to keep evolving, you said, right?
Exactly.
Second down and 5. Well, this offense of the Huskies evolving in the right direction right now. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Penix complete again, a dart to the same guy, Odunze. You know, he actually says that he sensed the genuine purpose, authenticity of the coaching staff when they sat down and had a serious discussion about his future. And I asked him about the importance of this game. He said, well, if we win, we can show who we are and who we think we can be in terms of not just winning the Pac-12, but getting to the college football playoff. Why not? 7-yard gain. 2.5 minutes to go. They're going to run it to Papa. Well, going 3-0 and a win potentially. Still a lot of football to play, Robert, for Washington. I mean, what does that do for this program in the big picture?
Yeah, just internally for them as a program. You go through the year, you've gone through the ups and downs of the past 3 years. For them, a win against a ranked opponent, that's going to show them, hey, all the work that we put in, all that dedication that we've shown is paying off. And it gives Kalen DeBoer even more, fuel to preach to these guys and teach them that, hey, what we are doing and the changes that we've made to this foundation are working. Trust us. Not only can we beat the number 11 ranked team in the country, but we can actually go and probably push to get in the college football playoff.
Well, when you look at the Pac-12 preseason poll, you got to go, well, middle of the pack. Predicted finish by the Huskies right after Oregon State there. But after a performance like this against a ranked opponent, you're going to have to put some respect on their name if it happens. And even up to this point, you would have to put some respect on their name. Washington Huskies in their first year under Kalen DeBoer's guidance said that he watched Washington play in the Apple Cup last year, and the day after the game against Washington State, he met with the leaders of the team, and he says that he sensed that they had two important variables for success. He sensed one of them. First of all, they cared. Secondly, he said he sensed that they had the requisite football IQ to be successful in the short term, not just in the long term. From the 41, 1st and 10. Penix is going to hand it off to Davis, and Davis with nowhere to go. Going to lose a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11 to go. Jalen Hunt making the tackle on the play. Robert, let me say the name Jacoby Windman, because we haven't said it a lot today. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that Washington has done a really nice job, whether it's with the motions, the shifts, chipping, to keep Jacoby Windman away from the quarterback. Michael Penix is getting the ball out because this is a guy, he is an impact player. He's a PTPer, as they like to call him in basketball, and he hasn't been a factor today. You can credit that to the offensive line of Washington.
Penix tried to set up the screen, incomplete, intended for McMillan, blown up by Harmon. Derek Harmon there. How about you, a little Dick Vitale, PTPer, huh?
You know, got to show
There's Windman. Yeah, we have, I mean, 5.5 sacks coming into the ball game, led the nation in that category, and tackles for loss, but seemingly conspicuous by his silence today.
Yeah, in week 1, I featured him on my Unsung Heroes of College Football on TikTok, and I thought for sure coming into this game he would be more of a factor. He still has time to make an impact on this game, because that's the beauty of being a pass rusher. All you need is 1 or 2 plays, and you're right back where you want to be.
Okay. 3rd and 10. Penix downfield, defender fell and he missed him. Odunze was the intended receiver, and for one of the few times tonight, Penix and his intended receiver were on different wavelengths.
Yeah, that's one of the first times we've seen him just outright miss a guy down the field. Oh, Odunze wishes he could have that one back, because when your defender falls down, all the receivers are thinking to themselves, ooh, I got me one right here. But that also, if Michigan State finds a way to get points on this drive, that could also help them get back into this game.
Huskies dust off their punter, Jack McAllister, his first one of the night, and it caroms into the end zone. It'll come back out after the 41-yard punt. Let's go back to the studio.
Mark reminding our audience we have a fantastic Week 3 nightcap here. Right now, Texas A&M with the lead over on ESPN against Miami 10-3. NC State over Texas Tech on ESPN2. When that game's over, you'll get Utah, San Diego State on ESPN2. That game currently on ESPN News. And how about this? In the Swamp, South Florida just scored against Florida. They're up by 4 early parts of the 4th quarter. Back to you guys.
All right, back here, 41 seconds to go in the 3rd. Michigan State looking to rally. Jalen Berger in the backfield from their own 20. Berger with nowhere to go, tries the right side of that offensive line. Ale there to lead the charge of tacklers. It'll be 2nd down and 9 to go. Coleman split wide to the bottom of your screen. Barker in motion, now sets. And they're going for Coleman. Incomplete. He was battling all the way downfield with Julius Irvin.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Let's go to Quinn.
Get this man some oven mitts. He's cooking with gas. It's sizzling plank salmon in the Pacific Northwest.
Hotter than fish grease. back for the start of the fourth quarter. 3rd and 9 for Michigan State. Thorne complete underneath, but a tackle right away on Mosley by number 5, Alex Cook, who's really the face of that defense.
Yes, the coaches said he's not only a strong leader, but he's also improved a lot. And they said for a guy who's been at Washington for so long, you usually don't see those types of jumps from the spring to the season. And this guy has improved in a way that they are raving about. And he is not only a voice on the field, but also in the locker room. Phenomenal leader.
Former wide receiver. 4th and 6 for Michigan State. Got to convert here. Thorne. Incomplete. And the Huskies take over on downs. And Thorne ended up watching the rest of the play on his back.
Yeah, you can see him right there jogging off the field. That looks like a man that's been hit a bunch in this game. He does a nice job moving in the pocket and listen to the hit at the end.
That's a high and low.
My Lord.
It has ice bath written all over it, Robert.
Yes, it does.
So 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line now for Washington. I wonder if Penix takes a shot here on 1st down. They hand it off into the boundary for Davis. And Cameron Davis picks up about 3 on the play. Well, Peyton Thorne is concerned with sequencing, Robert. What does he mean?
Yeah, you know, it's making sure that your legs and your feet are in the right position to throw. And as you saw him there, he had his knees bent. And when your knees are bent, you can throw at a level playing field. And he hadn't been doing that in the first 2 weeks of the season, which is why he was overthrowing guys so more. So he's really paid special attention this week to make that not happen. And he actually has seen the benefits in the results today.
20 of 25 passing, yep. Huskies going to run it again. 5-yard gain by Cameron Davis. And Washington can afford to be very deliberate and methodical now with respect to their play calling and the clock, right?
Yeah, I understand that they want to go for the jugular. They don't want to take their foot off the gas. But right here, they're really trying to establish their dominance in this game. Running the football, you want to be a team that can run out the clock if you have to. But I know they want more than 3 points. So this 3rd and 3 is going to be a big one for them to try to put this game away. And what do? Go right back to their bread and butter of motions.
They flip it inside to McMillan. Spun. And he got the 1st down. What a move by Jalen McMillan. 3-yard gain, but that's as good a 3-yard gain as you're going to see.
Yes, it is. And they shifted everybody, and then they're just going to bring this guy right here across the formation, flip it to him real quick, and then he's going to put everybody on a turnstile as he goes and tries to get that 1st down. Great effort, beautiful play design. Simple things matter, man. Simple things matter.
And it's going to hand it off again to Davis. And Davis got about 2 yards on that play. Hey, the Sun outscored the Aces 28-7 in the 4th quarter, cruising to a Game 3 win to force Game 4 in the WNBA Finals. Tomorrow afternoon, 4 Eastern on ESPN and the app. The WNBA Countdown tips off our coverage at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. I'll tell you what, the way this series started off, I had Asia Wilson,
12-0-3.
Chelsea Gray, maybe even first in terms of potential MVPs. Kelsey Plummer's been outstanding as well, and Alyssa Thomas coming back with a big-time game along with Jonquel Jones and the previous run. I'll be in front of my television partner watching that game tonight.
You won't be the only one, and the people should check that out. These girls are out there balling like they're on a mission, and I'm not talking about BYU-type missions. Right. They're doing a really good job. It's actually fun to watch.
Great athletes. 2nd down and 8. Penix fires. Incomplete. In and out of the arms of Jalen McMillan. He slid into it to try and make the catch. And this might have been one that Should have been caught.
Yeah, Penix is willing, dealing together. He tries to do a little doggy slide there, right, to get his feet in. I don't think he needed to do that, though.
Penix dropped that right in between over the defender and to his receiver. 3rd and 8. Comes right back into the end zone. Flag incomplete. Odunze, the intended receiver. He was working against Brantley. See what this call is. Is this pass interference or not?
Well, it's pass interference right there when he's holding on for dear life on the guy's jersey.
Brantley was holding him like a grudge.
Yes, he was. And you know what they say? If you can't cover him, hold him.
Pass interference. Defense, number 0. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed on the 2-yard line. Automatic. 1st down.
Mark, I really don't blame him in that situation either. He was beat so badly. You take the penalty there. I know people aren't going to love to hear that at home, but sometimes as a DB, you got to count your losses and get to the next down.
Sets up 1st and goal. Papa in the backfield gets the call and stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal. Cal Halliday making the tackle. Remember him? He had that interception, that pick 6 in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Michigan State's win against Pitt. Penix on the toss. Papa again. Touchdown Huskies. No. He was short. I take that back.
His runner was short. Officials time out for an injured player offense.
That is number 83, Devin Culp. Papa stopped up just a little bit shy of the end zone. See where he was down, Robert.
Oh, yep, just short.
Wow.
Just short, right at that 1. See if they can punch it in when we get back.
Pike Place Market. All the farm fresh goods, veggies, fruits, some salmon from farm to fork, baby. This is where it happens.
Mark, that food looking good.
I was ducking from some of those salmon earlier. 3rd and goal. Penix looking to eat here. Hands it off. Boy, that Michigan State defense has been intransigent in the middle in the red zone. Remember, they stopped Washington earlier on 4th down. It'll be 4th and goal again. Barrow Jr. in on that stop for the Spartans.
Yeah, you know, Mark, we said it earlier. This Spartan team has no quit in them. It doesn't matter what the score is. They're going to fight tooth and nail to the very end.
Pop in the backfield. Tries to get Penix a push. And Michigan State is going to come up with another huge defensive stand on 4th down. Mel Tucker's team has not stopped playing football.
And that's a true testament to not only Mel Tucker, but also Scotty Hazelton. They got these guys ready to roll no matter what it looks like. It's non-negotiable in their program to play with maximum effort.
Take another look here. No surge up front.
Yeah, anytime you're trying to do that quarterback sneak, even his teammate tried to, Papa tried to push him in, didn't matter. Sparty was all over it. And hey, man, they've got one more opportunity to try to make something happen here. 10 minutes to go in the 4th. This game's not over. It's not over, but they're going to have to make some big plays and do a better job of getting out of their own end zone than they did last time in this situation.
Facts. Penix, meanwhile, limped off the field. Almost stepped out of bounds and threw a pick instead. Right to Julius Ervin. The doctor's in the house. Julius Ervin. Good pressure by Dominique Hampton to force that errant throw by Peyton Thorne.
You know, guys, at first I thought Peyton Thorne was going to pull a Dan Orlovsky and run to the back of the end zone, but then he didn't, and I thought he was going to complete it. But right here, he's like, oh, why did I throw that? I should have known Dr. J was over there.
Wow.
Julius Erving makes the play. Peyton Thorne and Michigan State almost do the exact same thing they did last time when they were in their own territory. Last time it was a safety. This time, it's an interception.
That was the first turnover today. Penix back in the ball game, even though he limped off the field a little bit. Little play fake, incomplete for his tight end, Devin Culp. Thinking about trying to get him the ball a little bit more. Mismatch opportunities for the big tight end, 6'4", 240. Second down and 10 coming up. Penix has thrown for almost 400 yards today, 24-37 for 397. The Indiana transfer having his way again with this Spartan defense. Just like he did with the Hoosiers. He's 1-1 against them lifetime.
It's a grudge match. Michael Penix Jr. versus Michigan State.
They hand it off into the boundary. Cameron Davis picks up about 3. So third down. What do they do here, Robert? If you're watching, they've had some issues in the red zone, and you see Penix stretching out that leg. Looked like he was doing a minute ago. Caught the tail end of that.
Yeah, for the first thing I would like Washington to do here is take Michael Penix Jr. out the game. That's what I would do, because
you don't think the game's still in the balance?
I would take him out the game right now just because of his own injury history. This young man is balling right now, and you need to make sure that he's ready to go for the rest of the year.
All right, then 3rd and 8. Out of the backfield, that was coming in way too hot. I don't think Taj Davis really had a chance. He turned his head around. That thing was coming in 0 to 100 real quick.
And the reason it came in so fast is because Michael Penix can't move right now. You saw him limping. He's walking off the field. And honestly, I love the gladiator mindset because I had it myself when I was a player.
Right.
But as a coach, you got to protect the players from themselves. And in that moment, look, this game is not over. It's not completely out of hand. But if he's out there and he's nursing an injury, he can't go out there and put out his best effort. Yeah. And he's not in shape to protect himself. Take him out of the game until you know what's going on.
Peyton Henry with a field goal attempt from 26 yards out. And he knocks it through to give Washington a 39-14 lead with 9:19 to go. So they get a field goal out of the interception. Meanwhile, Penix being worked on by the athletic training staff.
Timeout.
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
You know, we're on the banks of Lake Washington here at Husky Stadium. Different types of fish found in Lake Washington. Chinook salmon, coho salmon, rainbow trout, steelhead trout, and sturgeon. Those sturgeon eggs now. Caviar. All right. It's nice to see sailgating back after COVID and Pike Place Market. Yeah. Toss that fish.
Okay.
Tell you what, so many great places to see and go eat here in Seattle. Communion Restaurant. Fantastic meal the other day. Wow. Some great soul food. Fish, meat, anything. Great to be back in Seattle, and fantastic night here of football. Fair catch at the 9. We're going to check in with the studio.
Time now for our AT&T 5G studio update. Marcus, go to the swamp after an Anthony Richardson INT. USF gives it right back. The Gators D responding. Trevez Johnson with the pick. And that would lead to the ground game for the Gators. That is the story. Trevor Etienne, touchdown. 31-28 Florida. 5 minutes to go on the SEC Network. Back to you guys.
All right, guys. And Q, not all salmon or fish are created equal, right? You got more on fish.
The slang for coho, silvers. When you're serving a rainbow trout, Robert, you ever cook one up? Chardonnay and Pinot Gris is your pairing with your rainbow trout.
Did not know that.
But the most
part.
fascinating, the sturgeon. That's like Jurassic, like 200 million years ago. It's like, you look at a football team, they're playing the wishbone. That's like looking at a sturgeon. They date back to.
Wow.
That's a lot of years. You're giving fish facts out now.
Hey, man. Little blackened season on him. That's all I know. And here's Peyton Thorne taking off, using his legs out near midfield into Washington territory at the 48. So Quint giving us the evolution of sturgeon. Get some caviar out of that bad boy. Some beluga or sabruga caviar.
You look like you don't want to be messed with when you look at all them spikes on his back.
Hey, man. If I get him in the frying pan, it's over. 21 yards on that last game downfield. In and out of the arms of Trey Mosley. Broken up nicely in the secondary. Dominique Hampton right there on your screen. In to defend that pass.
Well, now everybody in the stadium knows that Michigan State has to throw the football. Okay. I've been saying it for quite some time. I thought they should have done it as soon as they came out of the half. But now they're in a situation where it's got to be Peyton Thorne, or otherwise this game is going to be, I mean, it's pretty much over already, let's be honest. But
they're going to keep it on the ground with Jalen Berger.
I'm telling you, if they're doing that, to me, they're conceding the game.
Wow. That's interesting. Hey, next week, our Saturday Night Football game presented by Capital One is a Big Ten battle at the Shoe in Columbus. C.J. Stroud and the third-ranked Buckeyes hosting the Badgers, with both teams starting conference play. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit have the call 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. Out of the backfield, complete. This is the former Badger, Jalen Berger, still on his feet. And inside the 20, all the way down to the 17-yard line. Nice run by Jalen Berger after the catch. Gave you that valuable yak. And picks up 32. All the way down to the 17. Thorne completes it to his tight end, Barker. And Barker fighting inside the 5. It's going to be first down and goal.
And right now on this drive, Mark, you're seeing exactly what Michigan State should have been doing the entire game. Open it up, allow Peyton Thorne to use his legs when he has to, and throw the ball around on the field. And that's why they moved down here in the first and goal. But it seems like it's too little too late.
Got 13 on that last play into the end zone. Complete for the touchdown. We got a flag down. Coleman made the catch. I don't know if this is going to be pass interference, if Coleman pushed off or not. Powell there was defending on the play for the Huskies. Here's the replay.
Oh, man, I mean, honestly, it looks like interference on both of them.
They're both wrestling each other. I mean, that's a push.
Offense.
Wow.
Number 0. 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. First down. Number 23 for Washington may remain in the game with his helmet coming off.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, Mark.
Remain in the game.
You're going to see here as they go through, Keon Coleman's going to put his hand right there on the face mask of Mishael Powell. And anytime you're throwing a guy to the ground and his helmet's coming off, it's probably a sign that there was offensive pass interference. I don't even think Keon Coleman needed to do that.
Yeah.
He's such a big guy, sitting there at 6'4", 215 pounds. He plays basketball. Just give him a higher throw there, Peyton Thorne, and allow him to go up and make a play for you.
Powell gets to stay in the game, even though his helmet came off. Thorne underneath to his tight end, Barker again. And Barker's been impressive today. And he makes my all-hotel lobby team. When you look at him in the hotel lobby, I mean, he looks like a baller, doesn't he?
Yeah, the way this guy's been moving around today, he's 6'4", 250 pounds, but he's, you know, fleet-footed like he's 210.
Yeah.
You know, there's some NFL scouts that are like, wow, we got to pay attention to this guy in draft first round.
Fast and swole. Second and goal. Thorne on the slant. There's the guy down to the 1 yard line. Barker again. We were just talking about his talents.
Yeah, they ran a jet sweep for the guy last week, and offensive coordinator Jay Johnson said when he splits out wide, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between him and a wide receiver.
They're going to hand it off on 3rd and goal and get the touchdown. Elijah Collins gives Michigan State the score. And no doubt we're going to see them go for 2. They haven't
Ruling
quit
the field
yet.
of a touchdown has been confirmed.
For Collins, that's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, the 7th of his career. Remember, if you're just joining us, Michigan State offensively having to play without one of their primary targets, maybe their best receiver, Jaden Reed, injured, did not make the trip. Going for 2 now, down 19. Thorne, looks like it was a quarterback draw, nothing happening. Jeremiah Martin studies film too.
Anytime you see a guy with one of those arm braces on, you know that man's a baller.
Is it like wearing black Air Force?
There you go. He got black Air Force energy for sure. Look at these yards here, man. Washington's been dominated all day.
Welcome everyone to Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. Welcome back. What a night for Michael Penix Jr. Got off to a great start, in rhythm, never looked back, and look at his numbers with and without Coach DeBoer. What do you make of it, Robert?
Yeah, these are the keys right here. You talk about a coach being able to have an impact or a system or even an environment. Michael Penix Jr. has performed at an elite level when he's been partnered with Kalen DeBoer. And I think that's why Michael Penix Jr. was waiting on that call when he heard that Kalen DeBoer got the job at Washington when he was in the portal, because he knew, look, with this guy, I know I can do special things, and that means I'm going to be able to allow this university to have a resurgence on the football field.
Tell you what, this place really pops when things are going well. The onside kick did not go 10 yards. How about that? And the Huskies will take over from the 42-yard line.
I mean, Mark, are we not going to look at this guy right here with the club hand on the hands team? I thought it was called the hands
the clubs team,
not the hand
Ruling
team.
on the field was that the ball did not travel 10 yards. Therefore, the ball will be placed at the dead ball spot, 1st and 10 for Washington.
You got to kick the ball towards the guy with the club, right?
I mean, that should be an automatic audible.
Like, spot that club and like, hey, here you go, buddy.
Hey, coach, we got a guy out here with one hand. I'm going to kick it at him.
Well, they start off with pretty good field position here. Just under 7 minutes to play on a night that's been all Huskies, all purple. Davis on the stretch and nowhere to go. Stopped up at the line of scrimmage. Hey, next week, our Saturday Night Football game presented by Capital One. Big Ten battle in the shoe. Columbus, Ohio, C.J. Stroud. Number 3, Ohio State against Wisconsin. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. Back with the finish after this. Wow. Hey, this week's college football rankings brought to you by Allstate. Georgia handling South Carolina today in an SEC game. What jumps off the page here for you, Robert? Anything in particular?
Yeah, I mean, it really is that. Georgia is the only team in the country that's really just dominated two really good football teams, whether it was Oregon or South Carolina. Didn't even give them a chance.
Cam Davis going to run it. Picks up 4 on the play. Alabama beat Louisiana Monroe. Ohio State.
Yeah, a lot of lopsided scores, but I'm interested to see how that USC-Fresno State game turns out, because USC on offense seems like they're really putting teams in a pickle.
Caleb Williams been outstanding,
Yeah, he, like I say, he is he's not a businessman, he's a businessman. And he is balling. He's got a lot of receivers to throw to. That is the experiment of college football right now. Transfer portal, they brought in so many different guys and have gotten them to mesh very quickly.
Think about that. We saw Spencer Rattler a little bit today against Georgia. And to think that those two guys were both at Oklahoma a year ago at this time, right? And Mel Tucker is a guy that has really approached this transfer portal in a very positive way and capitalized on it. Look at the people he's brought in and turning his season around last year, looking for big things this year, as is Penix. That pass incomplete, intended for Jalen McMillan. He looks, Tucker does, at the transfer portal as, you know, free agency.
Yeah.
You bring somebody in and you hire somebody on your staff to manage the numbers and look at the different guys that are available.
Yeah, they had a lot of success with bringing in Kenneth Walker, this guy right here at the top, last year. So they went back to the portal this year, brought in Berger, brought in Broussard. And listen, he talked to his guys in the offseason and said every spot, every position on this team is open for business, including the quarterback, because he said it's all about what you do next. No one cares about what you did last year.
Great way to create competition. Punt goes out of bounds. His team down 39-20. With 6:24 to go.
And Mark, I have a feeling he's going to have a talk with his team after this game.
Right.
Because he told them in the offseason, you have to not only earn your spot, but you have to earn your playing time. And now they've come across the country to the West Coast, and they don't put on the best showing possible. It's going to be a gut check for Sparty when they get back. And when you look at Mel Tucker and just how serious he is and how determined he is as a coach, he's going to hold his players accountable for this performance.
First and 10, Thorne. Downfield has a man open. That's Coleman. And Coleman picks up the first down with 6:15 to go.
You know, Keon Coleman's really played well today. With Jaden Reed being out, their All-American, all-purpose wide receiver and special teams ace, Keon Coleman has shown that he can be a go-to guy. I think that could help them later on in the season, knowing that they have another man that can really get the job done.
Picked up 24 yards. Thorne, happy feet, gets away. Nice bit of directing traffic to complete the pass at the 40 to Foster. And they're in quick mode right now. No other choice or option. From the 40. 11-yard gain, first and 10. Thorne. Complete again to Tyler Hunt. And Hunt steps out of bounds a couple of yards short of the first down. It'll be 2nd and 3.
And Tyler Hunt's got a great story. They said he was a walk-on punter, and they needed some help at the tight end position. He said, you know what, Coach, I can do it. They watched him in the workouts. He's out there running around. I mean, look at the guns on that man. He's ready to go. Now he's got a catch in the game, and that's an interesting story to go from being a walk-on punter to a tight end who's contributing on the offensive side of the ball.
You don't see that transition every day. 2nd and 3, Thorne into the end zone. Touchdown, Coleman. Don't tell the Spartans that this game is over. Keon Coleman with a touchdown catch.
Well,
you get a 13-point game.
Well, Mark, you saw the guy in the middle of the screen there, number 2, Cam Bright. That's a linebacker. I'll tell you what, I'll take that matchup all day long with a linebacker having to guard a big receiver down the middle of the field. Peyton Thorne puts it on the money. Yeah, he's been beat up in this game a little bit. He's been getting hit. But he keeps coming out here and delivering in these moments, showing Michigan State coaches that they should have trusted him earlier in the game.
Thorne fires. Bobbled and caught in the end zone for 2. Wow, another tremendous catch by Coleman.
Mark, we got 2 guys right now that are trying to will Michigan State back into this game, and it's Peyton Thorne and Keon Coleman.
Wow, it was tipped by a defender, I think, here.
Cam Bright tipped it, and Coleman goes full extension. Dennis Rodman to get it.
Wow.
Oh, man. They say it's a game of inches, and Keon Coleman is using every inch of his 6'4" frame and wingspan to try to help get Sparty back in this game. So now it's 39-28.
2 scores.
2-score game, 5:17 left. And hey, I got to go ahead and take accountability for what I said. I said the game was over.
Oh, I was going to bring that up.
I said the game was over. But see, on this crew, what we do is we make sure that we hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
This game is far from over.
Well, Tucker's team has kept its foot on the gas regardless of the score. 5:17 to go. Remember the last time they attempted an onside kick.
Yep, there he is right there. Old Clubby himself.
On the hands team.
If they're going to go for another onside,
Tuputala.
they should definitely be trying to kick it at him. I don't know why they have him out there.
You'd be going after him, right? I mean,
come on.
Alfonso Tuputala.
I mean, Quint, can you see that down there?
Oh, you know, it's funny because both teams during pregame warm-up send GAs over to take attendance. They take the 2 deep over and the first thing you see, like today when I saw 11, I said, he's going to the club. That guy's got the club. Like,
I mean, what is going on here?
I'm like, how's he gonna get off blocks? How's he gonna play with that thing?
I mean, Q, even Stickman right there is looking at the club like, you got to be kidding me.
And he's on the hands team. Come on, man. You can't put the guy on the club on the hands team.
Quint's shooting the promo for Monday Night Countdown already.
Yeah.
Kick it to him.
Let's see which way they go. He's up to the top of your screen. They go his direction and kick it out of bounds.
I mean, Lord have mercy.
Well, the last one didn't work out, and neither did this one.
Out of bounds. Ball will be placed on the right hash. 1st and 10 for Washington.
Yeah, that right there is like a jog of shame with the onside kick, kicking it out of bounds. He's like, man, I tried to kick it at the club, and I kicked it out the club.
No bottle service tonight. 1st down and 10 from the 46. Quentin Moore in motion, tossed to the wide side of the field. Boy, Cam Davis got tripped up, or else he had a little bit of real estate ahead of him. Brule making the stop from Michigan State.
Timeout, Michigan State.
They're going to burn their final timeout. With 5:10 to go, Washington, meanwhile, with 2 of its 3 remaining. But what a game for Coleman. Basketball player on Tom Izzo's hoop team at Michigan State. A couple of touchdown catches today. That was the first one. Mention the fact that he had several offers from Power 5 conference schools in both sports and chose Michigan State after initially being committed to Kansas. There he is on the court.
Yeah, this is just another example for all the parents out there. Don't let your kids specialize. Let them play as many sports as they can. It helps them become a more well-rounded athlete. Keon Coleman is out here balling on the football field just like he does on the court.
107 yards receiving. Toss into the boundary for Cameron Davis. And brought down after a gain of about 2. Well, if you're looking for a beacon of hope and a little bit of light coming out of this situation, if you're Michigan State, 8 catches, 107 yards, couple of touchdowns. Remember, they're playing without Jaden Reed today, who is their leading receiver coming into the game. 3rd down and 7.
You know, talking about Coleman, they're going to need him when Jaden Reed comes back and Trey Mosley as that firepower when they have to play teams like Ohio State, you know, that have all that offensive power to go out there and score points quickly. They're going to need those guys to step up big as the season goes on.
And Washington calls one of its 2 remaining timeouts. Kalen DeBoer Remember the name, folks. Off to a good start here at the University of Washington. A program with so much rich history. So many great players that have come through the doors here, gone on to play in the National Football League.
You know, one key thing that he told us in our meetings with him was winners win because that's what winners do. And it's something that he constantly preaches. And I don't want to say preach.
Yeah.
He teaches to his team. And it's another thing he said was, first, be your best, and then you'll be first. Now, that might sound like a lot of coach speak, but essentially what he's saying is that W that's in the middle of the field, that's all they're focused on. Win every single situation they get into.
So winning is an all-time thing. Penix incomplete. Intended for Taj Davis. 4th down coming up. At some point, you got to think about taking Penix out of the ball game. Well, you know what? 2-score game, maybe not.
Yeah, I would.
You got to keep your foot on the gas.
Well, you saw him getting stretched on the sideline a few possessions ago, so he seems to be okay. But their production and their efficiency on offense has gone drastically down the last 2 possessions, and that's why Michigan State has actually been able to claw its way back in. Now punting the ball away with 4:15 on the clock. If Michigan State goes and gets points here, gets a touchdown, we really got ourselves in the ball game.
Peyton Henry hasn't punted that often today, and this one caroms into the end zone. It'll come out 1st and 10, a 43-yard punt. Let's check in with the studio.
Mark, other late games on the ESPN family of networks. Right now, Texas A&M up 10-3 against Miami on ESPN. Utah, the number 14 team in the country, scoreless on ESPN2 in the second quarter against San Diego State. Clemson in control on the ACC network. Longhorn Network, Texas 31, UTSA 20. Also an update from the Swamp. Florida held on the win to beat USF 31-28. Back to you guys.
Elijah Collins in the backfield. Michigan State looking for a miraculous finish here. Down 11. A little over 4 minutes to go. Pass complete. And a 1st down from Foster. Tell you what, Peyton Thorne has solved his throwing issues today. Already that's been a positive to come out of the night. There are some question marks about his passing ability so far this season coming in, but not so much anymore. 11-yard gain. Looking for an alley, going to take off and get out of bounds. Remember, Michigan State does not have any timeouts remaining. Stops the clock after the 8-yard scamper.
And a good job by Peyton Thorne right there, running the ball back to the ref, giving it to him so he can spot the ball. They know that the clock is not on their side. That's why you're seeing them rush to the line of scrimmage and try to get these plays out as fast as possible.
On 2nd and 2. Incomplete for his tight end. Barker threw it behind him a little bit. Tough catch.
Yeah, he threw that one behind him, and it probably wasn't even that it was behind him. It was how much sauce he put on that throw. Yeah. Just a little too hot. You know, maybe it needed to be barbecue, not quite that jalapeno sauce there.
Completes this one for the 1st down to Coleman. We got a flag down with 3:19 to go. Keon Coleman putting together a pretty good mixtape today, though. Putting some money on tape.
Like and one?
Yes.
Legal substitution, defense. 12 players on the field. Penalties decline. The result of the play is a 1st down.
That's only legal in the Canadian Football League.
Well, we
Can't
do
have 12 guys.
We do have a Canadian on the broadcast
Warren
team.
Moon,
so
Warren Moon told me about that.
Maybe that's why they thought they could do that.
1st down and 10. Thorne. There's the overthrow. And incomplete, intended for Trey Mosley.
You know, Mark, one of the keys that we said for this game would be Washington making Peyton Thorne beat him with his arm.
Right.
They shut down the run. And now this is an opportunity for Peyton Thorne to show that he can get that done in a tough situation.
Got rid of it quickly, incomplete, intended for Coleman. Stops the clock, 3:07 to go, 3rd down and 10.
And you know, up until this point, they were being pretty efficient on this drive, moving around, letting Peyton Thorne use his legs, throwing the ball. I think this is a recipe that these coaches at Michigan State have to look at and say, all right, maybe we're not this running team that we were last year with Kenneth Walker. Maybe we have to spread it out and allow Peyton Thorne to put the team on his back and guys like Keon Coleman to go out and make plays.
3rd and 10. Thorne into traffic, knocked away out of bounds. It'll be 4th and 10. So you're talking about, Robert, potentially an identity change. And Mel Tucker told us that, you know, thinking about the great success we had last year is good. Memories are good, but this is a brand new year. So maybe that's what they look like.
Yeah, he said success leaves clues. And I think the clues they have right now is that they're not that team from last year, and Washington is showing them that.
Play clock at 10. Thorne. Incomplete. Broken up nicely by Julius Ervin. He's answered the call today. Filling in for Jordan Perryman. And now the Washington Huskies will take over on downs.
I'll tell you what, Mark. You're going to see Julius Ervin come in here and punch the ball out. He came in there with a vengeance. And what I don't understand there is if it's 4th and 10, why would you have your receiver run a route short of the 1st down marker? Even if he catches that, it's not going to be a 1st down.
With no timeouts remaining. Cameron Davis straight ahead. Let's take a look at tonight's Fighting Spirit moment, brought to you by Modelo. Some big hits. And if the helmets are strapped on, things finna pop. Early and often. Michael Penix Jr. Was taken by that one. 2nd down and 8. So the Huskies seemingly on the verge of improving to 3-0.
False start.
False start. Offense, number 88. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down. The game clock will start on the snap.
Well, Robert, with 2:05 to go. Kalen DeBoer told us that if you come out 3-0, you win your game against a ranked team, it can launch us into the next level. And now the expectations have to be raised here for the Huskies and their fandom, because this is I know it's early in the season, people discount the rankings, but this is a tough team, Michigan State, and this is a big run by Cameron Davis.
How about that for a dagger? You're talking about that momentum.
Yeah.
They go 3-0, non-conference play.
Going to feel that the player was down inbounds.
You're going to watch the offensive line create a huge hole for Cameron Davis, and the short strider gets down the field, really just breaking it open. It's like a backbreaker.
Right.
They've watched Michael Penix Jr. throw the ball all over the field today, and what seals the deal is the running game. And now they're in the best formation in all of football.
Victory. Call the medical examiner. It's that time.
So now, if you're Washington, this is affirmation of your program. You know, the great Bruce Lee said, the key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. And I think Michael Penix Jr., Kalen DeBoer, and these fans will remember this moment forever.
Huskies got a lot to look forward to now. First-year head coach, all smiles. 52 seconds to go. I thought you were going to give me a Bruce Lee, be like water.
Bruce Lee.
They were flowing today.
Bruce Lee's got a lot of great quotes.
Coach Inge and Coach DeBoer there. Defensive coordinator for the Huskies. They've got some great chemistry on this staff as well. A staff with different personalities and strengths. And building it on the pillars of accountability, family, and toughness. The Washington Huskies improved to 3-0, defeating Michigan State 39-28. And an avalanche of purple. That'll do it. Michigan State, meanwhile, falls to 2-1 on the season. As that laborious long flight home. 39-28 the final score for Quint Kissinek, Robert Griffin III, and our entire talented crew behind the camera. You never get a chance to see Anthony DeMarco and Kim Belton, our director and producer. I'm Mark Jones saying so long from Seattle.